Today we're looking at how to lose weight and keep it off for the long term. Now, you've probably experienced this before. You're on a diet, it's all going well, but then at some point you stop making progress. Or maybe you just completely crash out. Perhaps even you manage to get to your goal weight, but then afterwards all of that weight rushes straight back on. Diets generally fail long term because people diet too hard and give up, go for too long and eventually stop seeing results and maybe even see weight go back up. Or maybe you hit your goal, but then the weight rushes back on faster than you lost it. In part 1, linked at the end in case you've not seen it, and I strongly recommend that you watch it if you're serious about getting to the weight you want, I talk about how you should diet for just 6 to 9 weeks. Our body wants to maintain homeostasis, the status quo. If we keep dieting and dieting, it reacts. Thinking that there's not enough food in the environment, it will try to preserve as much energy as it can to keep you alive as long as possible. You sometimes hear people describe this as your metabolism slowing. Your body spends less and less energy on things like fidgeting, body heat, and cell repair. It also starts to use your muscle mass as an energy source because it's costly to maintain. This further reduces your energy needs and also preserves fat for future use. As this happens, your weight reduction will slow and eventually stop. You might even start to put weight back on because of that reduced muscle mass. If you respond by upping your activity levels or trying to eat even less, it just makes the situation worse. A lot of you have probably experienced something like this and felt really disheartened, probably giving up on the diet, only to see those hard-earned losses pile back on. You might have heard the term starvation mode. This is it. So how do we get around this? The answer is to stop the diet after that 6 to 9 weeks, but in a well-planned fashion. Our maintenance phase. You may not have hit your target weight, but that's okay. We don't want to push on. Pushing on is what leads to all those problems we've just discussed. The maintenance phase is going to let your body realize that food is no longer scarce. It's going to begin to adapt and get used to your new weight being normal. I'm going through this process myself right now. I've been dieting and hit my intended goal for this phase. So now I've moved on to maintenance. I still have some weight that I want to lose, but that will come later. For our maintenance phase, we need to match our energy intake to our needs by continuing to count calories. As our body composition has changed, we need to recalculate. Don't just add back in all the calories you took out for your diet. This is a much finer balance than for losing weight. Get your calorie deficit wrong and you're just going to lose weight at a slightly slower or faster rate. Here we need to be bang on. So continue to track your weight as you're on maintenance calories. You can expect to regain about 2% pretty quickly just from increased water retention. But from here, try and stay stable. As with the diet phase, it will fluctuate day to day, but track the trend over the week, and if you're going up in weight, reduce your calories by 5 to 10%. If you're going down, up your calories by 5 to 10%. Remember, everyone's body has a different composition and will respond slightly differently to the diet, so keep adjusting up and down week by week until you stay stable for a few weeks. One thing it's really important to be consistent with is your salt and water intake, as this can have a big impact on your day-to-day weight. So make sure you're drinking plenty as you come off your diet and stick to it each day. At the start of your maintenance phase, you're probably going to feel hungrier, have cravings, and feel less like being active. This is normal. It's your body trying to get you to eat more and do less so you can get back up to that old weight. To offset this, stick to those healthy diet foods. Depending on how many calories you've got left, you might have a little bit of wiggle room for those treats, but sticking to those healthy foods is going to make sure you stay feeling full and don't accidentally go binge on a family-sized chocolate bar. Now, you want to keep the maintenance phase going for at least as long as you are dieting. The good news is that once you've got the calories right and you've stabilized your weight, you should be feeling less hungry with fewer cravings, and then you can be a bit more flexible in what you're eating. If you've hit your goal weight, you can go back to eating more intuitively. Still keep an eye on the weight though. If it starts to creep up again, cut back for a few weeks to offset it. But having given your body time to adjust, the occasional treat here and there isn't going to pile the pounds back on. If you still have some weight to lose, we can now start another diet phase. But only if you feel ready. If you're burned out and the thought of another diet fills you with dread, wait until you are ready. When you go into the next diet phase, recalculate your calorie deficit and remember 3 key things. 1, you'll lose less weight this time. 10% of 90 kilograms is less than 10% of 100 kilograms. 2, your body will fight harder as you get leaner. So if you're trying to get to a relatively low body fat, you'll find it progressively harder to do, but it is possible. 3, aim to get 3 to 4% lower than your goal weight. Remember that you'll put some of that weight back on with water, and it gives you a little cushion to help you settle during your maintenance phase without having to go back into another diet. In the long term, you still need to eat mostly healthy foods and stay active. maybe do a little kung fu. This is generally going to be good for your health anyway, but it will help keep that weight off. Now, treats as part of a healthy, balanced diet are fine, and occasionally you will over-treat yourself, like Christmas. But now you know you can just cut back for a short period and get back to where you need to be. If you want more information on the dieting phase, check out this video here, and if you found this useful, make sure you give it a like. I'll see you soon.